Hi, I'm Lee.
I'm Joe.
And we are the Rewinders, rewatching childhood movies to see if they still hold up. This time, we watched Big Trouble in Little China.
Indeed we did.
Man, this movie is weird. This is a weird movie. I asked people around the office. So I work in an office now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. I hang out with Pam and Jim all day. And I asked, do you guys watch this weird movie? Ever heard of this movie? And it just got stares and blank. No, not at all.
I'd imagine so. Because I don't know how many times I hear about this outside of the people I know.
Yep. Yeah, it's a big cult movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to say. Came out in 1986. It's Kurt Russell and the director, John Carpenter. They're really good friends. They've done a couple movies before this together. And they thought that this was going to be a huge hit in 86 after they're done making it.
It's not too far off.
And it is a big movie. It has tons of ideas. It's got lots of action, comedy. It's got maybe too much stuff going on. And in that at the time, they didn't know how to market it well because it was just too crazy. And I think it's still crazy now. Like if you watch it, I guess what I'm trying to say is back then, Asian culture was still new-ish.
Yes.
And we were exposed to Ninja Turtles and ninjas and karate and things like that. But this movie is mysticism, Chinese sorcery, demons. Like, whoa, this is much more extra stuff.
And they en masse try to fit it into this movie.
Yeah, and they just throw it in there with little or no explanation. Like, here's here's a monster.
Yep.
Even some of the Chinese characters are like, yeah, we heard this as stories as kids, but we never really believed it. And now it's actually happening. China is here, Mr. Burton. So I guess, I've seen this movie a ton. I saw it as a kid. It blew my mind.
So where's this in relation to American Ninja?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, where American Ninja, it was our first introduction of, all right, ninjas, swords. Look at all those gadgets, claws, shurikens. Then this one was, what? Chinese magic? Awesome. I have no idea when I saw it, but I know I saw it fairly early on to crack my brain. Probably early teenage, right before high school, probably freshman year, I think, would be the time I saw it.
Sure. And I think I watched it probably around the time it came out or shortly thereafter.
Really? Earlier on, okay.
Probably when it hit HBO is probably when I watched it.
You city folk and your cable.
Yeah.
Yeah, lucky.
Sturgeon Bay city folk.
Well, more than I had. All right. But it'd be hard for me. I remember everything about this movie. So rewatching it again was just remembering Eggy and his droopy face and Kurt Russell being awesome and Kim Cattrall being Kim Cattrall,
yeah.
Yeah, she's not a very good actress in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, you want to get into it?
I'll just say
You
that
got more memories or what really stuck out for you?
when I watched it as a kid, I had a really hard time determining what it was supposed to be.
Yes.
I think I kind of just shrugged the movie off a little bit because it didn't know what it was supposed to be. Was it supposed to be funny?
Yep.
Was it supposed to be serious?
A little bit.
Is it supposed to be all action?
Ooh, good
Is
action.
it supposed to be exposition? Well, I wouldn't have been using the word exposition as a
that's
kid,
right.
but there was so many different variations. It kind of was schizophrenic, and I think because of that, I would watch it, but I didn't really delve into it and want to see it again and again. But I've watched it a fair amount of times.
You're right. Yeah, as a kid, it's a crazy movie, and it takes at least 2 or 3 watches, even as an adult, if you've never seen it before, to really wrap your head around what's going on. And even as a kid, being interested in Asian culture, it's just what?
I think it was too much in such a small amount of time.
Yep.
And I also think it was aimed at an older age bracket than I was when I started watching it. Like you said, when you got into teenage
I'd say
years,
13 or 12,
then
13,
you started
14.
watching it a lot. And I think I must have watched it a bit before I became a teenager because, I would have first seen this when I was living in Sturgeon Bay. And I was below the aim of the demographic. So I think it wasn't exactly given those moments so that kids could come along, kind of thing.
Definitely, yeah, because they don't explain it or hold your hand with this movie at all. This is what's going on, and now we're on to the next thing immediately.
Yep.
Here's a joke, and now we're on to this other weird thing that's happening.
Exactly.
And the characters are acting the same way. So, like, what just happened? I don't know.
All right.
Right.
So, we open up in a lawyer's office, and the character what's his name? Egg Shen is being basically interrogated by a lawyer who's like, "Sir, do you know who blah, blah, blah is?"
And not just any lawyer. He's Deep Throat from the X-Files.
Oh my!
That's the actor.
Yeah. Okay.
He also plays Samuel Clemens in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Again, in
a two-parter when Data goes back into San Francisco. San Francisco? See, that's where the movie takes place here.
So what you're saying
he's Samuel Clemens. Anyway.
Nerd.
Yep.
This triggers probably one of the most famous lines from the movie already, right off the gate.
I say this to this day, and
I do too.
For years. Yeah. So the whole idea is that Egg Shen is trying to say that Jack Burton. They're trying to find out where Jack Burton went.
Yeah.
After a city block in Chinatown, San Francisco, blew up into green flame,
which you never see, but
but
whatever.
Green flame.
Oh my!
And they want to know where he is. So the famous line is, "You leave Jack Burton alone."
Yes.
We are indebted to him.
Yeah. I mean, they could have cut that scene in half and just had him say that after.
Well, yes.
Right away. Where is he? Where is Jack Burton? You leave Jack Burton alone. Scene done. But
exactly, yep.
But anyway,
and
that's nitpicky.
It's nitpicky, and the problem with the scene is it was added on by production suits who didn't understand the movie. So this was added on in the beginning to explain, and because they felt they didn't understand the movie, they probably didn't watch it. Like, what a Chinese craziness? Who cares? But the biggest problem is they didn't see Jack Burton as the hero, and here they're trying to say, "Oh, we're indebted to Jack Burton. He's our hero." You watch the movie, and I mean, no, he is not the hero. He's the sidekick, which we'll get into. Anyway, I thought that was good.
Maybe not in Jack Burton's eyes, but whatever.
Yeah.
We go from that to seeing the semi rolling down the highway, Pork Chop Express, and Jack Burton, who can't shut up on the CB.
He's trying to stay awake. He doesn't have any uppers yet.
It's funny, though, because it also reminds me of the one time we had a CB in the Merchmobile, and all I did was the same exact thing. I just ranted on it.
We had a friend who had a van, and they were a little bit more wealthy, so they had a CB in there.
Yeah, because only wealthy people had CBs.
At the time, it was in a van.
I don't think it even worked.
It was fancy.
But anyway, so he gives you the impression of being kind of the every stereotype of Americans
Loud,
from foreigners.
He's eating at the same time. He's headstrong and cocksure.
Yep.
Or not sure the other way around. Yep, exactly. It gets you right away. Like, this is Jack Burton here. He's talking in third person to anybody out there that's listening, because of course they want to listen to Jack Burton.
Of course. Mm-hmm. He's important. He has things to say, and he'll give you the situation and how best to handle it.
Yep, and he sounds like the Duke, like John Wayne. That's what he's trying to do, a little bit of impression.
Kind of has that a little bit. Yeah. So he takes his truck into Chinatown to make a delivery. And you get introduced to characters here and there along the way. You don't know about it, but you are.
A little bit here, yeah.
And he ends up in like a fish market where he's gambling, and you get introduced to probably the real hero of the movie. They get there. He gets there at night. Then they gamble into the morning, and it's with Wang Chi, played by Dennis Dunn. And they've been doing it, playing mahjong or whatever all night. Now it's everyone else has, I don't know if it's something like that. Yeah, something.
Or checkers. Or no, dominoes. That's what they're playing.
Was it dominoes?
Okay, dominoes. Whatever, they play and then everyone else leaves, so it's the two of them left.
Big bet.
Yeah.
Comes down to chopping a bottle in half. What's his name again?
Oh, Wang.
Wang?
Wang Chi.
Wang. I'll just call him Wang.
Just call him Wang.
He wants to win all his money back because
he lost to whatever.
He's got to meet his lady at the airport, and he needs to have some money on him. So he gambles that he can cut a glass bottle in half with a machete.
So awesome.
Fails horribly at it, but it shoots it across the table, and Jack Burton catches it
it's all in the reflexes, and this is important.
It's important.
Yep. It's good. It's screenwriting 101. Okay, set something up.
Right away.
Right away. Instantly, he just was sitting across the table from him. That bottle didn't flying and right into his palm. And you're like, yeah, usually I usually cut it in the first try. Like, well, it's all in the reflexes, Jack says.
Yep.
But yeah, you gotta go pick up that lady.
Gotta go pick up the lady at the airport. Since he owes Jack Burton money, Jack Burton makes sure he's gonna get his money, so he takes him to the airport.
Yep.
Pick up the lady in a semi.
Sure.
So, that's classy. But,
It's Jack Burton's semi, so it's awesome.
Yeah.
He loves that thing.
So at the San Francisco airport, they're waiting. You get introduced to Kim Cattrall, being Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, her character name is Gracie Law, and she's a lawyer there. Yeah, her last name is Law. She's a lawyer. Wang Chi is the actual hero of this movie. We'll get to his last name is Chi. Energy, powers. So anyway, yeah. So they're there and they're waiting for Miao Yin is the bride to be for Wang,
coming off the plane from Hong Kong.
Yep.
And we have some shifty fellas that look awesome.
These 80s awesome Asian gang.
Oh, so awesome.
The Lords of Death are their
the name, the look, all of it is awesome.
They're strutting through. We got the low angle camera on them as they're coming through. The awesome glasses. They look fucking great. These 80s punks. And they're hanging out there like, oh no, they're there. Why are they there? This is weird.
And then they're like, well, whatever. The ladies come in.
Yep.
Gracie Law has a lady coming too.
Oh, she's getting married? Aw.
Maybe.
Aw.
You don't know who they're hanging out and waiting for because they keep doing crosscuts between the
Lords of
Death and the people coming out, and they kind of make it look like they're going to go for Gracie Law's lady friend.
Yeah. So, long story short, the whole idea is that the Lords of Death they're literally kidnapping women off the boat to make them into sex slaves.
Yes.
And they accidentally get the wrong lady. They get Miao Yin.
Yes.
And so now Wang and Jack have to go get them back. And, of course, Wang knowing everything because he's the hero and he's from the area.
Yes.
They hang out in this alleyway. So let's go get them.
Which
it just happens so quickly.
You know what?
It's awesome,
though. It plays just fine in this context.
Yep. And even Jack is like, what happened? They're in a truck on their way to the alley to get Miao Yin back. What just happened? Why would anyone do that? And Wang says something like, there are bad people in the world. I don't know. Things just happened. It's crazy.
And this is before 9/11, so people can bring weapons up to the gate.
Sure. Yeah. There was a little bit of a fight, and Jack Burton gets his butt kicked right away, and the Lords escape. But yeah. But they're just showing that Jack's kind of he might be in over his head at this point.
Oh yeah, he's in over his head.
Yeah.
So they drive the semi into this alleyway.
I love it.
Almost instantly, weird stuff starts happening.
Yeah.
Smoke rolls in, and now there's a funeral procession.
Yeah, there's a funeral in front. There's yellow turbaned guys and bandanas and stuff. Jack looks in the side view mirror, and there's Asian guys in red turbans and black outfits. And as a moviegoer, you see a bunch of Asian extras you've seen in other movies before. They're all in this movie. Everybody is just thrown in here. And, oh, man, they all look at each other, and they stop. And Jack's, the Pork Chop Express is kind of stuck in the middle, and it's a Chinese standoff. Love it. Just staring at each other. They all got knives and hatchets, and some people have, revolvers. Like, it's just a mishmash of whatever weapon you have on you. Just bring it to the alleyway brawl.
And then, of course, one of the red turban dudes yells, and they start firing guns, and
it just goes crazy. It's just a crazy fight.
Yeah, there's not much choreography going on here. This is just balls out brawl right
It really is. It zooms in a couple times on people doing kung fu stuff. Most of it's just a crazy brawl of just whatever you can do. Throw this guy through a window. Just breaking that guy's arm.
Then the next thing happens.
And the entire time is Jack and Wang are just sitting in the truck just like, what do we do? They haven't done anything. This is just crazy watching this, and then even more crazy stuff happens.
Lightning strikes. Guy with big straw hat, which I always refer to as Raiden.
They took the idea from this movie and into Raiden,
and he rides the lightning down.
Love it.
And two other guys flip. One flips in and one flies in.
Yeah, one flies in an explosion and one flips in,
And it's what the heck is it? Even the guys fighting don't know really what's going on.
And that breaks up the fight between the two sides. And now they're on like just backing up near the truck. Like, what is happening? They don't even know what the hell is happening.
So then that's when Wang says, let's get the hell out of here. Burton agrees, and they just go ahead, and the three dudes split ways as they burn past them.
One flips over to the front.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we're out. But wait, who's this dude in front of us?
8 foot tall, stereotypical Chinese guy with like the fang xing,
all
stereotypical
dressed up, painted up, everything.
And Jack even says, "Who's that? It's David Lopan. Whatever, hit him. Just keep going."
Which he does. He hits him, runs him over, and then must have felt bad about it because he stops and gets out.
Away. Yeah, you're like, what the hell has happened? Yeah,
Mr. Lopan just pops right back up and is Mr. Sassy Pants.
And blinds Jack temporarily.
Oh, that's right. He does the mouth and eye.
Energy comes out of his mouth and eyes and blinds Jack. And
he has got the Ark of the Covenant in his face.
A little bit. But talk about craziness. Like,
yeah.
After this huge, awesome, not completely gory fight, but intense fight. Pretty intense fight.
No blood that I remember.
No blood, but people are getting killed for sure.
Yeah.
And then these three guys come in. Now we find out later they're the three storms. We got Thunder, the bigger guy, Rain, and Lightning. Rain has swords. They all have weird weapons too, which is awesome. They show one has like spinning knives in his hands. The other one has like claw, extendo things that have like little claws at the end of them, batons. Just whatever weird. And
all of it, didn't make any sense to me whatsoever when I was younger. All I did was assume they all had lightning powers. When I was a kid.
Yeah, just one guy.
It just all got collapsed into that one guy's
because
powers.
they all look really similar to one another in their big straw Chinese hat things.
It's not until later when they take the hats off do they become more identifiable.
And they have suits and they try to pretend they're regular people. But there's chaos. They start killing both sides of the fight. They're the Chen Sings and the Wing Hong Tongs or something for the bad guys. But the Chen Sings, those are the good guys. We got to remember them.
Yeah, the gold ones.
The gold ones, they come back. But craziness happens. They escape. Wow. They get out of the way.
They find shelter. There's one of the good guys is in there. Yeah. But then the bad guys bust in. In here somewhere, they mention that the Lords of Death are minions of the guys in red.
Of guys of the Wings. And they all work for David Lopan. They all work for Lopan.
So there's this hierarchy that they're quickly cramming down your throat.
Yeah. They're telling you all this stuff really quick.
So they escape through what looks like
garbage tunnels,
sewerish kind of things.
But the problem is, they left Jack Burton's truck in the alleyway.
Pork Chop Express was left behind. Yep.
So they run away into Wang's restaurant to take shelter because now it's a storm out there. Literally, it's raining, cats and dogs. It's mass hysteria. Well, they're not living together though. Anyway, yeah. But they're safe now, right? At least in the
restaurant.
In the restaurant, yeah.
And now we get introduced to the host of the restaurant who comes in.
Oh, the maitre d'.
The maitre d', yeah.
I had his name written down. I should remember his name. Oh, I don't have it. Eddie.
Eddie. Okay,
I had to pull that out.
Wow, does this guy, his character just stands out from the rest because he's so bombastic compared to everyone else. He's happy.
He's like, hey there.
He's excited.
Oh, so you're the guy. You're Jack Burton, huh? I heard about you. Yeah, your
and
truck
he has
got stolen.
information. Yeah, he knows things.
Yeah, David Lopan was out there. Yep. It happened. Yeah, out in the streets. We haven't seen him in decades apparently, but he's here, I guess.
Yeah, so this is the guy that has no levity to any situations
whatsoever,
compared to Wang's father, who runs the restaurant and owns it, who is so concerned about everything happening.
David Lopan? Oh my goodness! China is here, Jack Burton. The storms are erupting. Like, all this cryptic bullshit.
Yeah.
And Jack even says the same of what the hell is going on. I got to get my truck back, and I have to get my bride back. Okay.
Yep.
And then whatever, Gracie Law.
Gracie then
she comes in and it's okay. Gracie Law is here.
Stupid.
Oh, and she really doesn't add too much to.
All she does is say what she was doing at the airport.
Oh yeah, she was upholding this lady's right to
not
to be a citizen,
kidnapped.
not be kidnapped, be a sex slave. Oh, they have a brothel over here at the White Tiger or whatever. We're gonna go there.
And they stitch the information together that that's a front for
Give a Lopan.
Yeah,
Lopan.
So that's her only reason for showing up is to push them that direction. But it's so weak.
It is a little bit too weak. I wish she would be a stronger character, but she's just kind of.
I don't know if she can be a stronger character.
I don't necessarily mean like a rewrite, but and a different actress. But
yes,
she's okay. And as a kid, I didn't mind because I really didn't care.
She's
too
kind
much.
of like the C-3PO.
Wow. Yeah, I could totally see that. You're right. And she does have important information to give out, but really that's what her character is there for.
Kind of the poor comic relief.
A little bit.
Bit.
Yep, and she can't go to the White Tiger.
Because they know who she is.
Her face. And then I think Eddie says something like, "Oh yeah, something's wrong with your face," or something. Whatever, he makes a joke.
I think that was Jack. I like what they do then, because then they know Jack Burton has never been around, so no one will recognize him. So they're going to make him look inconspicuous as being someone who wants to purchase a lady, which how can you not look inconspicuous when you show up to a brothel to purchase a lady?
I know, and they make him look like a total dweeb.
Here's my take on the total dweeb this time that I did not have when I was younger. It makes me think of the Bruce Lee movie where he goes in disguise to break into the evil person's lair, but he's a telephone operator.
Oh, I don't.
And he slicks his hair weird, puts on big thick glasses, and looks all nerdy.
Did an homage to
I
it.
think that could possibly be an homage to Bruce Lee right there.
It could be,
but it's hilarious nonetheless.
And his outfit is actually from his. Kurt Russell was in a movie called Used Cars.
Yep.
Same exact outfit.
Was it? I actually kind of like that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time.
It's been a long time.
Maybe it's something to watch again.
I didn't see it when I was a kid, though.
Oh, okay.
So, no, not for this podcast. I have to start a whole new Kurt Russell podcast. Hey, I do like Kurt Russell.
The other thing is, not only is that an outfit that he wore in that movie, but it looks exactly like something Dwight from The Office would wear.
It's the yellow shirt. And the glasses, and his hair is slicked down the middle. And he's talking, he goes in there and just, I like him fresh out the boat. One with, and this is important.
Green eyes.
You have one with green eyes? Like, Chinese girls do not come with green eyes. Oh, but if, pay extra for that. And this is what's important because Miao Yin had green eyes.
Yep.
And so that's how he's trying to find out, is she actually here? And then we see that Miao Yin is there, but she's tied up on a bed. Not in that way, but more just to kept
quiet
and out of the way.
Back.
She's in the secret
room.
Yeah.
But as Jack Burton gets shuffled along to some other lady, and he's kind of being all like, take
off the tie. Oh, my wife gave me this tie. Yeah, you're right. So you girls come and go in here? How long you been here? 3 months. Yeah, he's just very nervous because he doesn't.
He's in a brothel now, and it's slowly heading towards.
It's slowly happening towards sex. But luckily,
the ceiling gets ripped off.
All of a sudden, and the other guys are waiting outside in the car.
Yeah,
and green lightning, whatever flames are happening over by the brothel, and chaos again. Just what the hell is happening?
The 3 storms come in. At least one of them does. I think all 3 of them are there.
All 3 of them come in.
Was it lightning goes after?
Yeah, Miao Yin. Yeah,
Miao Yin. Yeah. And then one of them sticks around and fights off Jack.
Yeah, it does like a jump kick and kicks him into some chairs and stuff. Awesome.
Every time they show up, there's decent action. It's good special effects.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, they swoop in, take the lady, and swoop out.
Yep, that was it. Quick, they kick Jack Burton's ass and take Miao Yin. Now she's been kidnapped by another.
Yep.
By Lopan and so whatever.
So they skipped a step here.
Yeah, they kind of did. Oh, then we get introduced to another character,
the
Margot
journalist.
The journalist.
Who is she in Sex and the City?
I don't know. I never watched Sex and the City.
I think that's who it is.
You think it is?
I think it is.
Okay. I don't think so.
It might not be because of the time difference between the shows.
I don't think it's the same actress.
And I didn't take the time.
Oh, you're thinking because she's redheaded. You're thinking it's the other redheaded lady in.
There's 2 redheads in Sex and the City?
No, Margot is redheaded in this, and you're thinking it's. I don't know. I never watched a minute of Sex and the City.
Miranda. That's who I'm thinking of.
I don't know who those. I've heard.
Answer me, Lee.
I think I'm more of a Lacey. I don't know.
There's no Lacey.
See, I don't know anything. You put me on the spot.
Anyway, she reminds me at least of that actress.
Well, it's because you have a Sex and the City podcast, and I need to get it on there I'll watch a couple episodes, then I can be a guest. Okay.
Be careful, you get hot.
Isn't there a character like Mr. Big or something? Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Anyway, so we introduce a reporter, and so now we have the press on our side. Is the idea? But now we got to go get her again from another place, and we know that they hang out at this warehouse.
Yes.
And
they go directly.
They go right into.
They go right there.
Yep. And so Jack and Wang just go barging right on in, pretending that they're phone repair guys.
Yeah. Again, repairing phones.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, it works because they go right past the security guards in the front desk, and they start snooping around right away, and they get into the back.
The transition into it is really good, and they find a trick wall in the back of the warehouse, which, whatever, okay. Keep the movie rolling.
It's going fast.
And they hop in an elevator and start going down.
Going down.
The interesting thing is the lines passed between Burton and Wang when Burton asks, what are those numbers? Were they going up? And it just didn't seem to like it meant to be ominous when Wang said, no, they're going down.
They're Chinese and it's counting downward.
Yeah, it's counting.
Yeah.
It makes sense because they're going down.
Yes.
But at the same time, it kind of felt like it was supposed to be like ominous.
A little bit. And the way it was delivered, like we're going down into the depths of Lo Pan's dungeons here. And that kind of happens as
Which, why would you even expect that? Because who the hell built this?
It's such a weird thing that happens. But yeah, the elevator gets stuck, and all of a sudden seawater starts filling in.
Yeah.
And then they manage to open the doors, and now they're
in this vat with a bunch of dead, rotting corpses.
Tied to chains upside down. And it's called like the
upside down hell or something.
The upside hell of the sinful sinners or something like that.
As an adult, it's more like, what contractor built this? But as a kid, it's like, oh, because that's kind of freaky.
It was kind of freaky.
They just spring that stuff on you.
Oh, the hell of the upside down sinners.
Okay.
Yeah. And they just manage to get up there. They're avoiding these corpses that have crabs attached to their faces and stuff. It's pretty awesome. But now they've been captured by the bad guys.
The storms are right there.
Yep, they get them right away. And next scene is they're being tortured, and Rain or whatever has a red ball, and he magically throws it at Jack Burton's stomach. And the CGI for that doesn't really hold up anymore, but it's still pretty cool. Like they're just showing weird stuff instead of normal punching the face or doing other torture, like. Showing something different, which I really liked.
And you could see that there was 20 other balls on the ground.
Yep,
so this wasn't the first time he hit them like this.
Yep. The other characters, they try to come and help, and instantly they pretend that they were going to go on tour. And the bigger guy, they're now all the thunderstorms are in, pretending to be human, or they are human, have extra powers. We don't know at all. Who knows? They go into an elevator of their own, and they get gassed immediately by Thunder, the bigger, beefier guy. So they're all captured. Everybody's captured right away. We gotta meet Lo Pan, though. This is important.
Yeah. And then they end up in a fancy place tied up to chairs. And that's when
Jack and Wang are put in a fancy place.
Jack gets all mouthy and he's like, we're here for Lo Pan. And then Lo Pan wheels in old man in a chair.
Yeah, I forgot to say it's played by James Hong, who you know who James Hong is. You guys watch movies or TV shows? You know who James Hong is. He does voices for he's been around forever and been doing everything. He's awesome. But yeah, he's an old man an ancient old man in a wheelchair.
It eventually gets told that he's thousands of years old.
He's old. He's almost, his head is almost see-through with his spots, and
and it's good makeup.
I like the makeup a lot.
Good makeup.
And you have to speak up.
He does a good voice with it too.
What? Yes, Mr. Burton.
Reveals who he is and starts giving exposition about demons and how he has to appease them. And it's only green eyes. And
so something like 2,000 years. He's been looking for a special girl with green eyes for 2,000 years to end my curse of everlong. Like, so basically the idea is he's immortal, but his body is still decaying. He's still getting older and older. And so this green woman will somehow bring him out of his curse, and he can appease the emperor or the god of the East.
It was a demon of some
something
demon.
like that. I mean, I've seen this movie for so many times, but I don't know exactly who did what and how this happened. The idea is he's half a man, he's half a ghost.
So when he appears as
his Chinese tall awesome self,
he can't touch stuff.
Yeah, he floats through stuff, and we see him he floats through the wall at one point, and he touches Miao Yin, who's in a trance of some kind.
A floaty trance.
Yeah, she's all floaty, tranced, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, stuff happens. Of course, Jack mouths off too much. As he would. He's a loud American, like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
And this is where it becomes horribly aware that the movie likes telling stories instead of showing stories.
A little bit.
And I think that's just for the pure fact that they're trying to cram so much in, they can't show it all, so they're just saying it rapid fire.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, a flashback would have been cool, but...
Yeah.
Until,
where's the time for that?
Yeah, how did he get... Yeah, he could be telling a story, a flashback of how he got cursed, but, money and time restraints and so on.
Yeah.
So what happens is basically Eddie gets dropped off too. They trick Thunder, who drops off Eddie into back in the jail, and Jack gets on his back and has a knife to his neck, but then Thunder gets he goes, whoa! And this is the first time he gets really big, inflates almost, and knocks Jack down. They could beat up some guards, and there's a really funny scene as after they've escaped, they're swapping guns. So there's a shotgun, a submachine gun, and a pistol, and they're all swapping, trying to get the better gun while they're talking about what to do. Mm-hmm. Because Margot and Gracie are over there. They've been captured, and they're in cages, and they're going to be like sex slaves too, I guess. It's so weird, but they got to go get them out.
I didn't make good enough notes in this section to keep up with the pace.
I don't need notes, I remember. But the craziness is happening, and they go to get the sex slave, Margot and all the sex slaves out of these cages.
Yep.
I like they've hog-tied Gracie, though, because she's such a problem, I guess.
It must be.
Yeah. There's a brief fight, which is pretty good with the female guards. So they have female guards for the female sex.
Okay, now I remember this situation, because it's in like a catwalk area.
Yeah, there's a catwalk, and Jack sneaks, he climbs underneath, and he goes over and he starts shooting the cage locks to get them all out while Eddie and Wang are fighting these women. Mm-hmm. I think it was a pretty good fight scene on a catwalk between all of them, with tonfas and bow staffs that could shoot gas out of them. Yeah, all that off Kias and Hoyas. Yeah.
So then they start getting the ladies out.
They get them all out. They get all the sex slaves out,
except
as they're about to escape, and then they're at the door, and then they see Egg Shen. He's waiting out there with his truck to pick them all up. They just got to run past all the guards.
Okay.
They swam through the sewers and whatever. There's a bit of talk of how Gracie and Jack should probably get together and blah blah blah.
But then, isn't it not that before they all break out, the orangutan-ish kind of monster
that's going to happen right here,
grabs Gracie before she can make it out.
Yep, so she's at the back end. Everyone else just runs on out, and she's like, hey, what's this over here? I think there was like
something slid open.
It was like a statue that had fake eyes, and then all of a sudden then real monster eyes were looking at her, and then all you see is like an orangutan arm grab and pull her into a door.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a weird Yeti orangutan monster, a guy in a suit, of course.
Yeah. And they briefly explain that it's some sort of Chinese monster.
Some sort of Chinese monster. Who knows? It's weird looking. Even as a kid, it didn't work.
It wasn't scary.
It wasn't scary. It was too goofy looking.
Yeah.
It was so obvious. Oh, that's a guy in a suit. It was just way too goofy. Although that could have been the movie's intent. So,
and again,
you don't know.
I couldn't tell.
That's where
even as an adult, I still don't really know.
Yeah, is it supposed to be goofy? They're trying to be scary, but it just didn't work out. But now Gracie got captured, and they didn't. Everyone else notices a little bit too late while they left.
Yep.
They do a head count. Oh crap! We got everyone else, but not Gracie.
Kind of funny, but okay.
Oh, and they didn't get Mao Yin either. They failed at that.
Oh yeah, yep. They take off because they can't hang out or go back in because that's...
Well, they're getting shot at.
Yeah, they're getting shot at.
Machine guns are shooting up Egg's bus.
So they go back to Egg Shen's garage, basically, which is explained later that he's insanely rich and owns the whole block.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Doesn't really play into the character at all.
Yeah.
Since he's a tour guide, drives tourists through Chinatown.
Well, because he's keeping an eye on Lo Pan, his arch enemy. So he's just driving around making sure, just got to keep an eye on that wily old guy, I guess.
They explain they have to go back in.
Yeah.
They're going to do this serious this time.
For real this time.
They bring in the good guys.
The Chan Sings.
The Chan Sings.
Oh, and they all do the L thing. They look at each other and go,
yeah,
with power and energy, like with their thumb and.
There's a little bit of crook to it.
There's a little crook to it, like whatever. They go, oh yeah, it's probably a C.
For
Chang's sake, I never noticed. They weren't too legit to quit. Yeah, they got to bust on in for real this time. You're right.
So they all have weapons and stuff. They're gonna go in there and they got to fight now to break them out.
Yep.
Now, in the meantime, I think we're also getting introduced to the fact that Lo Pan is he needs to marry one of these.
Yes.
He's gonna marry and then murder. But now he has two ladies with green eyes. So now he's like, I can marry one and keep her and just murder the other one and use her to become young forever or whatever.
Yeah, but they have to pass the test of the burning blade, which is a weird scene because Gracie Law, she's been hypnotized or whatever. So and Miao Yin, they're both standing there and they've been basically knocked out. They can't really act or do anything. And so Ray, like all the Thunder Kids, the Thunder Quacks, the three storms, they do all their they do forms and gathering their chi, I guess, or whatever, and all of them they lift with these swords. They grab sword ends or whatever, and they
glow white
and pull them up into the air to touch a light bulb.
And that's a test, too.
That's attached to the dragon. And Lo Pan says something like, they passed the test. I will marry one. I will marry Miao Yin and sacrifice Gracie Law. All right, whatever. They both pass. They both have green eyes. Okay.
And the throwaway of that whole sequence is the fact that before that happens, Gracie snaps out of her stuff
she does at one point, and
tries to, shake Miao Ying out, and meow.
It's fine. She's a Miao Yin.
But it doesn't work, and then of course they get that hypnotized white eye thing.
Hypnotizing them back into control.
I'm confused whether they're trying to say that Gracie Law has some sort of
she's a
mental ability to break through.
American, strong, independent woman that no magic can tell her what to do.
Too bad it only happens once.
No, twice, because later on she gets out of it too. Earlier on, yeah, during the big fight at the end, it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
But she's strong. She's tough. Then it gets under control again.
Yeah. So not strong enough.
Not nearly enough.
So then back at Egg Shen's place, they all gear up for battle.
Love it.
And then they head out. So they open up a little door, and there's a fireman's pole.
A fireman's pole that goes into the pits of Chinese hell or something. Because it's
sewer,
it's
basically.
No longer the sewer, because it's weird and creepy. I love it. There's fog everywhere. It looks ancient. No, this is way older than
They didn't build this when...
No, I don't think
this was weird.
Do you think... Okay, so we talk about Egg Shen's headquarters. It kind of looks like the fire station for the Ghostbusters.
A lot bigger, though.
It's huge. I love it. There's stuff everywhere, and
they don't talk about it, but there's jars of things, and he's collecting all this mystery stuff.
Yeah, I think I saw a facehugger in there. I don't know, maybe what's Egg up
turning
to?
it into a tincture.
But you're right. Yeah, now they're for real this time. They all go down in the caverns while the ceremony of the burning blade is happening. We cut back and forth.
Yeah,
creepily, and then another scene that will always stick me forever is. They're making their way through the tunnels and the caves and of the sewers and whatnot to get to Lo Pan's. And Jack says, "What is that?" Looking at the water, it looks really dark. That's not water, is it? And Egg Shen says, "No, it's black blood of the earth." Jack says, "Oh, you mean like oil?" "No, it's black blood of the earth." Awesome, fucking great. Don't explain it. Yes. And then even this weird monster thing comes out of the wall and grabs one of the good guys.
Chucks a bomb thing in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Egg Shen has his bag of of potions and exploding things. He calls it his 6 demon bag of magic or something. And so I love that. Yeah, Lo Pan, his magic is more refined and majestic, and Egg Shen is just a beggar magician type guy. And I fucking love that.
Yeah.
He's got a bag of garbage, but actually works if you combine it together and say the right thing. But anyway, sorry.
So they get through there, and they get into Lo Pan's place.
Yeah, a bunch of fish. They slide into a pile of fish.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, and they bounce. The fish are like very bouncy
I know what
fish.
I said. Yeah, like those are all rubber fish.
Yeah.
Except one of the guys is eating it and offers it to Jack. No, I'm full. Thanks.
Yeah. And then they get into an elevator where they have a moment of just nothing happening, and it's kind of like, hey,
yeah,
how you doing?
Feeling really good because they first drank a potion to give them courage, or who knows?
We've already had 5 to 8 scenes where all the action stops and people sit or stand and talk.
Yeah.
So the action gets broken up a lot. If we didn't have those, and this was like the first time everything kind of just came down, this scene would have been hilarious. But the comedy of it doesn't really play because they slow down the action so much through the whole movie.
Yeah, because for the entire time, you're right. Because they're having the ceremony that's slow. They're sneaking through the thing. A monster happens, but it's not. It's only a brief instant. It's gone.
Such a great, well-written little moment that could be hilarious. But in context of the rest of the movie, as an adult, I was like, comedy kind of missed. But
I still liked it.
It's a good scene.
You're right. It could have been had a little more punch, but yeah. And they're looking around. Nobody's there. Lo Pan is gone.
Yeah.
And this is too easy.
Yeah.
Hey, we found this secret elevator. Let's drink our magic potion first. And as all the guys are crammed in an elevator, like, hey, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not scared at all. I'm getting kind of confident. Just pause. And Kurt Russell says something like, is it getting hot in here or something? Come on, hurry up.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
It's good. And then, like you said, it's all empty, and Egg says something like, if you're getting married and you're going to appease the demon and live forever, who's going to care if someone comes skulking through your place?
Oh, no, Egg says something like, yeah, you're right. Like, hey, ready for more bad news? Or are you ready for more bad news? Well, here it comes. We're going to have to fight Lo Pan directly. Yeah. Oh, and then there's a beholder or whatever that they run into, which is awesome.
It's cool,
It's
and
weird.
At the same time, it's kind of silly.
It's very silly, yeah. This beholder, apparently Lo Pan can see through this beholder creature thing. Oh,
and talks through it.
Yeah. A beholder is a D&D monster, floating ball that has eye stalks everywhere and one giant eye in the middle. Nerd. Oh,
whatever.
Nobody knows what
I know what a beholder is.
Yeah, we played D&D forever together. Whatever, but there's a huge wedding, neon wedding happening.
Neon wedding.
I love it. The set looks great.
It looks great. It's very 80s, but it also cracked me up that there was so much neon lights in it.
And it doesn't make sense.
Everything else is so classic looking, and now it's like 80s.
Yeah, very much like it. And have myself an 80s destination wedding with 2 brides.
Yeah, and that goes pretty quick. He says some things, and then he starts stabbing away.
Yeah. So we have the other bad guys, the one with the red turbans and bandanas are there.
Yeah.
Because there's army, and they're all in the audience with all the weapons and whatnot, and armored guys, and the monsters there, and the 3 storms are there.
So a bunch of stuff.
Everybody's there. David Lo Pan, he takes a needle, like the needle of blessing, a long one, and just stabs it into Miao Yin's wrist, and it's working. You can see a little bit of his, because Lo Pan has been white this entire time, white-faced. Starting to get some more color, and it's working.
And he does this multiple times, and I did not catch this when I was younger, but I did this time around. Every time he does the stab, he looked at his hand, and you saw blood on a finger. So he must have had to stab 5 times.
Oh,
because each time he stabbed, there was a drop of blood on a specific finger.
I didn't notice that at all this time, or at all. Huh.
And the first one, it doesn't really play, but then later you start noticing that, wow, that's really like just 1 drop of blood on 1 finger. So it's like something magical-ish kind of. Must be like blood running down the stabby
It has
thing.
to be. Who knows? We're not told anything.
Nope, not told anything.
Nope, but he's coming back into being immortal again, and once he becomes mortal, he'll be able to take over the world because I think the idea is that he's cheated because he found 2 women.
Yeah.
So the idea was that he was cursed, but he would become mortal but then die right away because I think he's cheating is the idea, right?
No. I think the thing is that it was supposed to be kind of like
you get a girl, but they have to kill her.
You have to, yeah, this is the one girl for you, but you have to kill her in order to live.
But now you found an extra one.
And, so now you can live forever and have a bride, which won't live forever, but whatever.
Which is weird, though. Why is he stabbing Miao Yin? Shouldn't he be stabbing Gracie?
You would think so.
Because that's the one, like, he's in love with her, or maybe, or whatever. He chose her. Yeah. He wants to make his mother happy and marry a nice Asian girl with green eyes.
But yeah, he gets one of his little compatriots is like, "Hey, master, look, you're alive, you're mortal."
Yes, it's working.
And then he notices he can touch things and stuff. He's like, gets super giddy.
Yeah, a very giddy voice. I love it.
This is about the time that the good guys bust into the area. Yeah, they're on the back end. So he's not exactly finished yet. Nope. But they scare him out of the 80s wedding area.
Yeah. It's like a huge area with a Buddha, with a skull has neon around it, and a Buddha thing, whatever.
And this is where the big fight
Love
starts.
This fucking fight.
And it's a good fight.
And the best thing happens at the very beginning of the fight is they all turn around and see the good guys, and Jack's like, "All right, let's do this." He has the submachine gun, he shoots it in the air, hits part of the ceiling, garbage falls on him and knocks him out at the beginning of the fight.
Yep.
It's so fucking good because he's not the hero.
No.
He thinks he's the hero. But then we get shown, oh no, it's Wang Chi as he's fighting, sword fighting against
Rain?
Rain, yeah. And it's an awesome fight. They're flying through the air. That gets a little bit silly, but it's still pretty neat. And even Rain is like, wow, where did this guy come from? And Wang stops and does his little eyebrows, goes, yeah, I'm confident. I know what I'm doing. I'm the hero of this movie.
And I also took it to mean that as soon as Jack Burton got knocked out, basically he lost his juice power because when he gets up, he really doesn't do anything.
He's looking around. There's chaos everywhere. The good guys are winning. Yeah, Egg is fighting a couple of the other guys with his pouch of magic. He's throwing bombs everywhere, shooting crystal missiles and shit.
Him and Egg Shen and Lo Pan meet up, and they have the Schwartz fight.
Yeah, Egg has he's got like whatever a pouch, a crystal of something. And he shoots out red energy, and Lo Pan's
got his little pinkies crossed, but then he's got his thumbs wiggling.
Those are his controllers.
I know. I was like, oh, he's playing a video game.
Yeah, and it forms like energy. 2 warriors appear in front of them. They fight each other with swords.
And that's pretty cool.
Love it. It's great.
Very cool.
And it didn't last long enough.
No.
It was very quick. It shows that, they're evenly matched, so Lo Pan runs away. Jack was going to fight, but then a big armored guy comes with a sword.
Yeah.
And he manages, basically stabs him in the stomach, but then the guy falls on him and he's stuck on because he's heavy armored. And so Jack he killed one guy, but...
That's it. And he did it because the guy is so slow and
he had time to and he's stuck underneath him for the fight.
Yeah, and that's why it's just like, he knocks himself out, then gets stuck underneath somebody.
So good.
So then that kind of clears up, and
ran away with Miao Yin.
So they run after. I think Gracie comes to.
Yeah, she came too because she's an American.
And so they may have kissed. I don't know.
Yeah, they're trying to get away out. The orangutan monster tries stopping them. They literally just kind of push them off the side.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, they go up in the elevator. They kiss in the elevator, so Jack has her lipstick.
Yep,
she's been done up Chinese style wedding dress, whatever outfit.
Actually, if I remember correctly, they were both done up for that blade grabbing scene. But then for the wedding scene, only Miao Ling was dressed up fancy.
Really? I thought she was
too. And Gracie, because I have a note here that says, Miao Ling.
Miao Yin.
Redresses Miao Ling. Why not Gracie?
Because I thought Gracie, because
they're going to kill her. You made a good point that why dress her up if you're just going to offer.
Right. Although I kind of remember a scene in the elevator when they're going up. Jack says, like, what's all this stuff you're wearing?
Well, she's wearing something. She's probably still wearing this thing that she was wearing when grabbing the blade.
Sure.
Probably. But whereas they put wedding outfit on the other one because she's...
Well, she was supposed to be the real bride. But
yeah, he gets lipstick on his face. It's funny because then he's trying to act all bravado-ish.
And he's like, hey, you got a little something right here.
Yeah. And it takes Gracie to come back and be like, hey, come here, and wipes it off like a little boy.
I gotta make you look like a tough boy. Come on, as you're gonna confront Lo Pan here.
Again, humorous.
It's good.
Good. So they're up to fight Lopan now.
Yeah, Lopan has Miao Yin as a hostage, and
we have
so Thunder comes up and
Thunder.
he starts to fight them, but then basically they go off to a side and they start fighting them because Wang is the real fighter here, so he's got to take them on. They're in another room fighting here, going on, but then Jack takes his boot knife. Oh yeah, and he's wearing awesome boots, by the way. They're pretty awesome.
I guess.
I love them. And he throws it at Lopan, and it hits a gong and completely misses. Like, oh, great. Lopan lets Miao Yin go, goes over to the knife, and is like, yeah, it's a fairly nice knife, Jack Burton. This is where you die. Throws it. But since we saw in the beginning, it's all in the reflexes. Jack grabs that knife as it's thrown at him, chucks it back immediately, hits Lopan right in the forehead, killing him. Because he's mortal now.
Yep. I
think he said he had to be like, oh, I'm mortal. And he looks normal, or like a regular person.
Yeah.
He looks like James Hong now. And I get stabbed in the head.
It's great how it's done so simply,
Boom.
But it's also so anticlimactic.
Very, because you're right. Anticlimactic. He falls down, statues fall down. Thunder comes out and it's like, oh, my master.
Yeah.
Oh, no. And then
he freaks out, so he's
the worst part of the movie.
Okay.
I think
it's pretty bad. I don't know if it's the worst part of the movie, but yeah.
Well, the worst part would be Gracie Law. Oh no! But it's a memorable worst part. Because it's just what's happening.
Why?
Okay, it's cool. Yeah, but before Thunder got big with his chi power, but he can't control it because his master's dead or whatever, and he just gets too mad, and he literally balloons and explodes, and lettuce and stuff fly out like a Monty Python. He exploded too much, ate too much.
Ridiculous. Again, reinforces this is supposed to be a funny movie.
Yeah, it's so weird and wacky.
Even though the exact moment before it was not funny.
No. But whatever, it's still, and that's the good part of this movie. It's completely entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah. And really, they all escape. I think what happened was Rain and Thunder are dead. Lightning is pissed off, and he's just literally burning down the place.
Yeah.
He's just like, forget it. I'm burning this all down. They climb out and they drop a statue on him, killing him. And
anticlimactic again.
Yeah, dead. And literally, they find Jack's truck. They all get in there and they get away. And they're like, oh, we did it. Oh, okay. Because they're racing out of there and they realize they calm down finally and they slam on the brakes of the truck like, oh, we did it. Okay, great. All of them get together. Wang says, here's your money that I owed you, double or nothing. They say goodbye and then they say, aren't you going to kiss the girl, Jack? No, I'm not going to. And he gets back into the Pork Chop Express and leaves Chinatown, leaves San Francisco.
But the orangutan is on the back of his truck.
For a sequel we never got. Or I don't think they were played on a sequel.
No.
And then, that's it.
Yeah.
And I have the music in my head right now. Because it's, and if you don't know, John Carpenter, he's a musician too. And he does the music from almost all of his movies. And he
That's
did this
good to
one.
know. I actually never knew that. I saw that he did the music for this.
Anyway. So.
Yeah.
Anything else that we forgot about this movie? I know we went through it quick, but there's so much packed in this movie with stuff.
Yeah, there's
it's just
it's like they have segments where just so much happens.
Yeah.
Then a small segment of let's talk about Chinese folklore, and then a segment of a whole bunch of stuff happening, and then a stop and let me tell you about the Chinese folklore.
Yep. Now, does this movie hold up to nostalgia? It might be tough because I wanted to have a gauge for my coworkers, and they've never seen it because it's a weird looking movie, like Big Trouble in Little China. What's that about? You look at the cover, it's got a gun, there's a demon, it's Asian stuff. I really don't know what's in this movie because it's not a Hong Kong action movie, not at all.
No,
it's an American-made movie. It's really tough for me to really describe or to really say or not if my nostalgia is interfering.
In my opinion, nostalgia is interfering.
It's got to be
because I went into this knowing that. I've watched this so many times.
Yeah, me too.
And I try to get into the mindset of why did I watch this so many times? And let me try, clear my way. It's a movie that, they said that you tacked on that front scene because the producers didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that they squeezed it out under too low of a budget, even though they probably weren't asking for anything.
They were squeezing to get it done before an Eddie Murphy's movie, The Golden Child, which is also ancient Chinese mysticism weirdness.
And I also felt it was rushed.
It was rushed. You could feel it in points.
Yeah. I think because of those 2 or 3 bits,
Yeah.
the producers not knowing what to do with it, it being rushed, possibly not having enough funds to make it as good as it could be, I say this movie will not play for people if they don't have nostalgia for it.
Or nostalgia, or not an interest in Chinese culture.
Yeah.
Or mystic stuff at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. I would recommend just give it a try if you like silly, weird movies. It's definitely a cult movie. But it's a lot of fun. It's tons of fun. There's tons of good stuff. Kurt Russell is always good, and Dennis Dunn, the Wang. I wish this guy would have done more. The only other movie I know him from is another John Carpenter movie, Prince of Darkness, and he's a minor character in that. But I really like that actor a lot. Wish he would have done more. In my little research, I found out that they originally wanted this to be a Western in 1899.
Huh.
But because of time constraints, they couldn't. It would have been more difficult to do. So they forget it. Modern times.
The character Jack Burton would make sense in that.
Yeah, his cowboy comes in, and his horse gets stolen. Give me back my horse. Same thing. It still works.
Yeah, all the elements of the major plot points could still be there.
Yeah, Dwayne the Rock Johnson wants to remake this movie.
What
do you think of that?
Is he going to act in it?
I don't know that. I'd assume so, and this is important. But go ahead. What do you think? What do you think?
It's actually part of my closing remarks.
Okay.
Is I believe this should be remade, and I think John Carpenter should be involved.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
I think they need to iron out all the slow bits.
Sure.
Shrink them. Change very little of the action bits. Maybe enhance them.
They could.
And that's about it.
And bring Dennis Dunn back as the same character. I have no idea if he's in shape or can do it or all. But
I think this is, it might be too early for a remake. I think 10 years from now.
It's been 30 years.
It's been 30 years?
It's been 31 years, Joe. We're old. This has been 30. This came out in 86.
I still think like 10 more years. Well, you know what? You're right. This is a small enough movie that you could redo it now.
And here's a really important part. And this is what the studio did not want Kurt Russell because he had made bombs at that point. They wanted somebody big, like a Schwarzenegger. So they wanted an action guy. And John Carpenter's like, no, that's fine. He did offer it to him. But the problem is he's not the hero. He's a bumbling idiot. Yeah. And Kurt Russell's like, yeah, that'll be fun. This is great. He's like, I want to do it. He worked out, and because he knew that he would be the bumbling idiot. He's the sidekick. Mm-hmm. He thinks he's a hero, but he's not. And I think The Rock could probably pull that off. That comedy.
He could.
Of like, if they play, they have to play it the same way though. The Rock has to be the bumbling doofus guy, and he can't be the. I think he could do it.
He does have the comedy chops.
So at first I was like, no, I love this movie too much. I don't want to see it redone. You're changing my mind a little bit. So yeah, I think go for it.
There's enough that can be improved on this that a remake could be good.
All right. Well, I'll use all my influence in Hollywood to get this thing done.
Awesome.
Well, I don't have the list in front of me, so I don't remember exactly what I have to say to wrap up this episode.
Make it up.
So, hey, we need you, people that listen, if you could go on, if you want to find us information on Facebook, or you can email us at therewinderspodcast@gmail.com. Also, if you could go on to iTunes, where you download this, or any pod servicing place you go, give us a little review. Just a little favor. Maybe it'd be cool.
If I would have to rename this movie,
we're gonna do that one.
Okay. I don't know. I would rename it the San Francisco Chinese Shuffle.
Oh, wow. Okay, like Kung Fu Hustle, but
yeah, maybe.
Okay. Or I would rename it. I wrote it down. And I can't read it. Evil spirits make a big scene in the little spiritual state.
Whoa.
That's what the Chinese characters say in the beginning of the movie.
That makes more sense than mine.
We are the Rewinders. Thank you for listening to us.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.